Come on. What is happening? What is happening, mi gente?
What's popping?
Mi gente, mi gente, mi gente. Let me know if you can hear me. Let us know if we are loud and clear on your end. Something special is going to happen here today.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Gosh, I
just got finished doing a Dynasty startup draft, and now we get to do a redraft one. So pretty excited about that.
Yeah, we're getting closer and closer to the season. As always, this is where it kind of all began. This is how Dynasty Land kind of came about. We started this channel, and then we said, you know what, let's do Dynasty. So now we're here. Right. I guess you can kind of say redraft was the first love, and then Dynasty was the side chick, and now she might be the main chick.
What a way to describe it.
It's kind of true though. Like, it is. She was a side chick, but now, oh shit, like I'm actually in love. Now Dynasty is like, Dynasty's, you know, the apple of my eye. Feel me?
Yeah. My mic is a little bit low compared to yours. I was just listening in, just if we can maybe raise it just a tiny bit.
Yeah, mic, yeah. I can bring it up a little bit. I can bring my mic down just a tad bit as well. Yeah. Let me know if you can, if that sounds good.
Let us know if the sound's all good, y'all. But we are doing a redraft mock draft. But Aki sent me the link, so let me go ahead and copy this bad boy. But if people wanted to join, how would they go about doing that, Badaki?
Yeah, super simple, super easy, just like on our Dynasty channel. The link is in the description below. Click on that, join our Discord. Instead of going to Dynasty, damn it, go to redraft mock drafts. That's where we go and post all of our redraft links. Once again, join our Discord. Redraft mock drafts, redraft in season. Super simple, super easy. Whenever you're ready, brother, honestly.
Yeah, Scary Hours just said you're gonna get in trouble talking about side pieces.
I know. Well, I don't see oh, there we go. I was trying to do the chat thing. I wanted to make sure that
you gotta update the link.
No, I did, but hold on, I'll show you right now. Let's let me mute this.
All right, so I got the link. I'm gonna paste it here in the Discord. Again, the redraft mock drafts tab is where it's going to be pasted. So make sure you're over there. I'll give people like a couple seconds to get over there in case they are not yet. But I'm gonna paste it. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1. Link has been pasted. I don't even know if I've joined yet. Have I? No, but I'll grab. I almost forgot to join, but I'm in.
Nice. Go on this other. And then this one needs to go up as well. All right, cool. Yeah, so
shout out to everybody who joined.
Everyone is here. Everyone can hear. As long as long as that is the case. Let me just put this music down just a little bit. All right. We'll start once again. Super simple, super easy roster. 1 quarterback, 2 running back, 2 wide receivers, tight end, 2 flex, and then 6 or a couple more bench spots here. Shout out to everyone that joined. El Tigre already going auto draft, no doubt about it. Let's start this draft. 1 minute on the clock. We'll change it in 30 seconds. Let's say round 4 and round 5. I promise you, I will not end the draft.
Yes, we won't do that.
Wow.
JT, first pick off the board. Did you see Johnny Depp is going to be in Pirates of the Caribbean again?
Yeah, bro. Didn't I say that? I was like, if he wins this, I was like, he's probably going to go right back to Pirates of the Caribbean.
I thought he said something along the lines of like, I would never go back to Pirates of the Caribbean. So I don't know if there was like some sort of like redemption story there that we're missing or something.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't know. But all right, so redraft, obviously we got JT 101, and then Eckler goes at the 102, and you're talking to someone here who is definitely not against that. I have Eckler as my RB2, love the offense, love his role, love his work in the air. So I'm more than happy with that kind of pick right there.
Yeah, no, it's great. I like it. Gavin's had been working on a Lamar deal in the 16-man league. We just did that. You guys broke it down for me. Want to give thoughts? Yeah, put us through. Let us know what you're thinking.
AT says, "Can I get a grade on this mock since I stuck with the 12th in our league?" Man, that is unfortunate. Big Boss says, "We need your subscriptions because your consistent commitment to your channel and fantasy content is top tier." Hey, appreciate that.
Yeah, that's awesome.
We do have a Patreon over there. Patreon.com/fantasylandfam. I can paste that in the chat in case you're interested in some exclusive content that we do offer. I'll paste that there. This is full PPR, Ricky. Full PPR. My camera isn't being fully, like, there's room in the border. I don't know if that makes sense.
Well, okay.
So I've been trying this strategy quite a few times, and I'm gonna keep trying it where I go wide receiver in the first round, and Justin Jefferson's gonna be my pick here at the 107. I really tend to like the teams that I draft when I go an elite wide receiver in the first round. Now, of course, if everyone starts to do that draft or that strategy at some point, then the value will go to the opposite side, right?
Yeah.
But it's at this point of the offseason, I feel pretty happy with starting with a wide receiver in these sort of redraft mocks.
On the channel. Okay, there we go. I was hearing both. I was hearing it twice. Okay, cool. So yeah, Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, Stephon Diggs. I went Cooper Kupp early because wanted to do that. I wanted to go wide receiver early and see if I can go with like a late RB strategy here in a redraft perspective. So we'll see how this kind of pans out for me.
Yeah.
Gav here says I'll be giving Mac Jones, Godwin, Saquon, and Higbee for Lamar, Njoku, Chris Evans in 223 seconds. I'm not in love with the deal, to be completely honest. I think you're giving up Mac Jones, Godwin, and Saquon. I think that's just already too much. And then you're not really getting much in return. You're getting Lamar. Njoku is a guy that I think we can both say right now we don't want to have no Browns. We don't want on my team, at least for me specifically. I guess I can speak for myself, but I don't really want David Njoku or feel like any Browns on my team right now.
Sure. I would say with Njoku, like, he's someone that I feel like probably isn't super relevant this year, but I don't feel like in his strategy he needs to get rid of Njoku or be worried about grabbing Njoku, because next year we're probably going to see Deshaun Watson play. Probably, I mean, who knows? But yeah, I just think you're giving up too much on that end, and with your league format specifically being 16 teams, that's going to leave you just can't make that deal. Like, you can't give away Godwin and Saquon, and really only get one player that we love. And those 23 second round picks are going to be worth less than a traditional 12 team league. So those could be almost viewed as potentially, if they're late round picks, they might be third round picks valued in a regular league, depending on where they are. Like, that could be drastic to say, but it's just the thought process. So no, I would say I would stick with the max side of that deal personally. As
I agree.
Diggs go off the board, Mixon, Dalvin Cook, DeAndre Swift, Adams, Chubb, Kelsey, Javonte, CD's off the board, and now I am back on the clock. And typically my pick here would be Alvin Kamara, but now with the understanding, I haven't changed my rankings yet because we don't know for sure, but now with the understanding that potentially he's going to be suspended for 6 games, that makes me very hesitant now to draft him anywhere near where I was. However, I'm assuming Leonard Fournette is still available.
Yep.
And that will be my pick here. I'll grab Leonard Fournette. That is my running back 5 on the year. I love the workload that I see him getting this year. Very excited about what he could potentially bring to a redraft league.
Yeah, it's very interesting to see what's going to happen. Who's going to get hyped up? Who's going to be falling in ADP as we get closer and closer to the season? There's just going to be so much talk, especially in redrafts, all about the next report. It's all about this, where Dynasty, you don't take it.
Weather the storm.
Yeah, exactly. So, Mark Andrews. I was eyeing Mark. I was like, maybe I'll go Coop and Mark there. Usually don't go tight end. where Mark Andrews goes. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Shout out to the 21 people watching the stream. Thanks for hanging out with us. When are you guys doing your redraft drafts? Like, when are you actually drafts? Do you guys, most people, I guess, would be drafting closer towards the season, but
Yeah.
do you have any specific way that you guys do your redraft drafts? Is it, let's say third week of preseason, or, a day before the season starts? Whatever you guys do, let us know in the chat as we see Saquon Barkley off the board. And now you are on the clock.
Yeah, I'm on the clock here.
Saquon is my RB13. I feel more, and like he was my 15, so I feel more and more hope with Saquon the more we get into the offseason.
Yeah, he's my RB12 currently right now. I feel really safe. I'm really. It's hard. It's hard for me not to be biased. That's the hard part.
Sure.
I feel. I mean, it's encouraging that you have him 13 because I have him 12. So I was like, I hope I'm not too high on him.
Yeah.
Compared to the community, I'm trying to think right now who I should be taking.
You got 5 seconds to make a pick here.
I'm take Debo.
Debo.
He's my next guy in my rankings.
Because I was also considering going wide receiver heavy to start, but I just didn't like the wide receivers that were available to me at the 2-6.
Yeah, that's how I feel right now. I'm not massively in love with it, so we'll see. High dollar sign, I guess, says Memorial Day weekend. That's where he kind of likes to draft. We'll see. ATJ say I try to do maybe the weekend before the start of the season. Yeah. Damn it, Badaki. Sorry. High dollar sign. Sorry, brother.
What's up, Albert? How are you, brother? Welcome to the stream. Thanks for joining, guys. If you haven't dropped a like, it would mean a lot if you could do so. No pressure, of course. As we see HD Bildo on the clock. Let's see what the pick is. But I hope everyone's had a good day. AJ Brown is the pick. Who do you have AJ ranked?
Let me see. I had it here. AJ Brown, he's my 11 right now.
Yeah. He's hard to gauge.
He is super hard to gauge, I think. Yeah, it's a tough one. It's a tough one because there's too many factors when you think about him, like you're thinking about the injury history, you're thinking about the quote unquote the downgrade in quarterback. And now he has like another talented wide receiver on the other side of him, which really he's never really had. He had Corey Davis and Jonnu Smith, but I think Devonta Smith really outshines both of them in my opinion and can really be a guy that can not hog targets, but a guy that can be a viable wide receiver too, which he's never had. So
can't believe that this time last year, none of us really understood the absolute cliff that Julio had fell off.
Oh my gosh.
We were still like,
yeah.
There was no reason to not believe that he could still be a top 15 to 20 wide receiver. And man, that just did not work out well for anyone really, except for the Falcons. There's no way you get a second round pick for Julio now. Yeah. So at the time, people were like, they only got a second round pick, but I think you look back on that and you're like, yeah, well done.
Was that second round pick in this draft though?
I think so.
Who was that second round pick out of curiosity?
I think it was a linebacker. Falcons draft picks. Let's see.
That was very interesting. Ricky says around preseason games. Yeah. I try to do it the last game of preseason. Like there's the last game of preseason and then we have, 4 or 5 or a week until the NFL season. That's where I want to do that gap right there. That's where I want to do my redraft drafts because that last game of preseason, someone like a Jordy Nelson that got injured and we drafted him before those last games of preseason, and he tore his ACL in that game. And I was like, damn. And you know how high Jordy Nelson was going at that time, back in the day. It was that was a rough one.
So I'm pretty sure they selected Troy Anderson with that pick in the second round, which is a linebacker. So
I guess we'll know what he would be what he could be.
Yeah, in time we'll see. Like
T. Higgins there. Okay. Oh my gosh, what is happening? All right. So
Gator says my commissioner is doing the draft August 12th, first week of preseason. Yeah, that's probably too early.
yeah.
Julian Edelman on Martellus Bennett saying you can't win with a B at quarterback. I can understand why Marty thinks like that. Interesting.
Okay.
Apparently, the Rockets and John Wall have reached a buyout agreement. You are on the clock here. What's the thought process?
I'm looking at my rankings here. Trying to really follow my rankings right now.
Okay.
Next best available guy, because I think the best way for me to really understand what I want to do and how I can move forward is follow my rankings. I'm going with all my rankings right now. Keenan Allen is technically the guy.
Figured it was Keenan.
It was Debo and then Keenan. I got my wide receiver 7 and my wide receiver 8 with my wide receiver 1. I mean, how can I not get that?
Yeah,
and I'm okay with the running backs on the board. I think some good guys could potentially come back to me if I want to do the strategy. We're getting a running back in the 4th round here, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, how the board falls is, for me, just more important than anything, really.
Yeah. HCJ says, plus preseason, you have a better understanding of what snaps players are going to get or who's starting. Absolutely, you know.
Snarting.
Yeah, I know, snarting. Who's starting?
So Saquon's gone, Jones is gone, Kamara's gone. I think I'm going to grab Josh Jacobs here. And, people won't like that I'm not taking a certain player. But that's fine. I'll take Josh Jacobs here at the 3-7.
Mm-hmm.
I've talked about how much I like Josh Jacobs. He's my RB14. I think that offense is going to have a huge transition, and it's going to include a lot more red zone trips. I think similarly to how we saw Joe Mixon's value increase with an incredible offense, I think Josh Jacobs could be a big beneficiary as well.
Yeah.
And he was really good, like analytically. PFF still ranks him as a top 10 guy, so
yeah, we gotta wait and see what happens. So, Brother Josh, Cam, James, Connor, Gator fan. I know you can't predict injuries, but would drafting that early change your strategy at all? I wouldn't change my strategy. I would definitely be looking at like depth pieces, or maybe if you have like an injury-prone person or someone like a James Conner. I'm already drafting for the just in case, but maybe I need to get that one extra position. But at the same time, it's so hard to predict that, and maybe that's also ruining your draft as well. So yeah, I think you just can't really. You just have to go in hoping that all that doesn't happen.
Yeah, it's difficult. But maybe you do look at handcuffs a little bit more in that kind of format.
Yeah.
In case anything does happen.
Ricky, love all the Cali love with Coop, Debo, Keeney. Right? No. Monty, this dynasty question, but would you trade? Would you change James Cook and J-Mo for CD?
Probably. I'm not a big James Cook guy, so for me that's easy. Even though I love Jameson Williams, he's my favorite wide receiver in the class. But yeah, I think I would do that. I'm not a big James Cook believer.
Yeah, I'm a James Cook believer, but I would still take CD there. I think there's just more security. More security there, in my opinion. So I agree with Zach. I'm taking the CD side. Big Boss.
Waddle, Akers,
Monty
Connor,
there.
Waddle, Metcalf, Dobbins, Judy, and Monty off the board. We've been talking about Metcalf. We have a video coming up about him soon, as well as James Conner.
20.
So that would make Metcalf 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. The wide receiver 15 off the board. John Wall is planning to sign with the Los Angeles Clippers.
Brother John, huh?
As we see ETN off the board. That's tough. That is tough.
Big Boss. Says getting
Big
pressure
boss.
to host,
Rick
getting
Ross.
big boss, Rick Ross the boss, getting pressure to host a new Dynasty League on August 7th or earlier because everyone's excited to draft their teams and start heavy trading prior to the season. Is that a mistake for obvious reasons? Maybe find an even medium. You know, maybe do it halfway through preseason, or maybe do it before the last preseason game gives them 2 weeks to trade. And just tell them what can happen. Saying injuries happen, and we want to avoid as many injuries as possible, and we want to make things as fair as possible. Because a lot of injuries happen during preseason. So, in my opinion, so I think it's best for maybe you to try to negotiate, but if you can't, then you just gotta do what you gotta do. You know?
Yeah. With Brees Hall there, he is my running back. I believe 19 in redraft. 19. I just feel like the workload's going to be there. He's going to get a bunch of opportunities. Michael Carter doesn't scare me at all, especially in scoring opportunities like the goal line. Brees Hall himself is a really good pass catching back, so I think he's going to be a real engine to that offense. And honestly, when I think about Jets that I want to draft in redraft, I think Brees Hall is kind like, it's not that I don't want to draft guys like Garrett and Elijah. I just feel like Brees is the only one I'm extremely comfortable drafting. That's a Jet. Like I don't feel the pressure of knowing if he's going to work out just because of the opportunity and the talent. So
okay, so now I'm thinking, still running with this try. I'm okay with the running backs that are on the board that could potentially come back to me, and I'm going to take my guy, I guess. Maybe it's a little bit early. I'll take Allen Robinson here at the 4-9. 4 wide receivers, and let's see how it falls.
Damn it.
Jason said, going hero, wide receiver.
That's right, brother.
Brother Kyle Pitts.
You answered Big Boss's question.
Yeah.
Okay.
I did. The next question is for Gator. The problem is that in the league, it only has 5 bench spots, is that I have to try and get 3 quarterbacks. So basically 4 bench for this. Yeah, it's tough.
You know, that his league in particular, I mean, we've talked to Gator for a while.
Yeah.
And it just sounds like your commissioner is it's just not flexible at all. And I don't really know what to do at that point. Like at that point, if there's no flexibility, there's not really much you can do.
Yeah, and it's tough, especially if it's like friends and stuff, you know, like you try to be as compensating as possible, or like understanding as possible, especially with friends, and at least you hope that friends can do that. But
yeah,
if it weren't friends, I would just leave. You know, like I was like, I ain't doing this no more. You know, like let's figure.
Ricky says, y'all think Kelsey belongs in the first round? Personally, I do think Kelsey his ADP will end up being first round like it was last year. I think he has a stronger case to be a first round pick this year than he did last year. There's no reason as to why we shouldn't expect him to, if not lead the league in targets amongst tight ends, be like really close to whoever is. And then having Pat Mahomes connected to you.
Yeah.
I don't know. I personally think if you're going tight end early, Kelsey in the first makes a whole lot of sense.
It definitely does.
And he was just so consistent. Last year, how many targets did he get? He got 134 targets last year. I mean, I don't see a way he doesn't hit 150 this year. I think he's going to be hyper targeted every game.
People are arguing, and a lot of people are arguing that this offense, I think you said it before, this offense is just more efficient now with the talent that is around in every position. Juju, Sky, you know, now Kelsey. I mean, the running back room is still shaky. But like,
yeah, I think I said that it's a more complete room. I don't think it has higher upside, but I think it's a more complete room, as in more players. There are more better players. There's not like the elite Tyreek Hill on this team right now in the wide receiver room, but there are players who have multiple roles and can fill multiple roles. So, yeah. But I think I don't think anyone would say that they would prefer this room over what they had last year with Tyreek. I just think it's a more complete room. You can pass around more. You can share the ball more.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so Elijah Mitchell was the guy I was hoping to take, but it's okay. Currently in my rankings, I have AJ Dillon above Antonio Gibson, and that's where I'm going to go.
Okay.
Follow my rankings, see how I feel. A guy that's getting more and more of the workload, maybe not a pass catching guy.
Dang,
Well, he
I was
is.
really hoping Hollywood would fall to me.
He's a pass catching guy. He's just not. Aaron Jones is probably going to get that workload, so we'll see what that looks like. But I'm okay with it.
Was definitely hoping to get Hollywood. This is tough because like I'm more than comfortable taking Antonio Gibson here. I feel like he's really this last tier of player. There's a couple, but that I trust. Man, the way this board has fallen has just put me in a tough spot a couple times.
Yeah.
Is Brandon Cooks gone?
No, he's still up there, I think. Gotta go down for him, I think. Actually, is he gone?
I'm gonna grab Brandon Cooks here.
Okay. I was trying to find him. I couldn't find him. Yeah, frustrating is I won the league last year. Really hope to run it back. Any advice? Honestly, just stick it out if you want to stay in. If not, just leave.
What's up, MP?
That's the thought process. But what's happening, MP? What's good, brother?
Yeah, I mean, you can really make that decision if it's frustrating enough to leave the league or not.
Yeah, you kind of know your own limit there.
Sup, MP?
Hollywood DJ.
See, like
Gibson.
for example, in the second round, I was hoping CD might fall to me. He didn't. In the third round, I was hoping Keenan might fall to me. He didn't. In the fourth round, I just felt like Brees was the right pick, and I didn't want to take A-Rob just because I want to see where he would fall, but one of us keeps taking him.
I think that this is I keep saying that. I think this is like where he's gonna go from the end of the fourth or like to 5-5, 5-6 in my opinion.
Yeah.
I think that's
And
the
then
sweet spot.
barely
For
Hollywood Brown. I miss out on Hollywood, so what can you do? Still like the squad, just barely missing out on players that I like.
Yeah, I have a lot of opportunity here when I'm at the 1-4. So it feels really good still having a top, being on the front end of the board here. At least in the wide receiver perspective, where like, I mean, you had a bunch of options here at the running back at the 1-7. Same thing with 1-9. You know,
yeah.
Javonte, Connor, and Etienne. I mean, he could have gone anywhere. He could have had Dobbins. You know, you could have had Monty there at the 3-9. With Travis Etienne, I think that's feels really nice for kicking it wing.
Kick and wing.
So it just really depends. I guess it depends how the board falls. And we only seen one quarterback go off the board, by the way. We always say we like to get quarterbacks late, so maybe this could be one of the first mock drafts where we see quarterbacks.
Yeah, people kind of, trying to do that strategy. Obviously, in real drafts, I would say Allen's probably a second round pick. I mean, it's just going to happen in your home leagues.
We're going to pause the draft here right after this, by the way, just so it goes 30 seconds. So Tebow, just get ready for the. Nothing's happening. It's frozen on my screen. I don't know if it happened for you.
Yeah, it's frozen for me too. I'm gonna refresh.
I just refreshing.
Okay, yeah.
Oh wait, let Tebow pick. Let him pick. Yeah. And then Thomas, you'll go to 30 seconds because if I reset it, that's gonna be all messed up.
Just don't end the draft. There you go. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. Draft settings. Here we go. 30 seconds. Update. And then
I think it's too early for Thielen. No, I don't think it's too early for Thielen, to be honest. That's probably where he's gonna go.
Yeah.
He probably would have been my next pick here at the 6-6 had he been available. So, no, I'm not anti that pick at all. And there's another
Rashad
guy.
Bateman,
Again,
yeah.
2 picks before I'm about to go. All these players that I want to fall to me, and they don't end up falling to me. Ah, freaking heck!
It's a toughie.
I don't like the 7 spot so far. I'll tell you that.
And that's like right down the middle too, like, or close to the middle. So
I'll grab Juju here. And one of those guys who can help fill the void of Tyreek.
yeah.
Man, that's frustrating. Like every round, I'm like barely missing out on the ideal player. Ricky says, kind of surprised Thielen went before Bateman. I can see where you're coming from. Bateman's probably going to get the more consistent work. I don't know. Maybe not, though. I mean, Thielen feels like he could score a touchdown every week.
Yeah, it's the touchdowns that brings you over the top for Thielen. I mean, right now, and let me just double check. I definitely have Rashad Bateman over Adam Thielen by a lot currently. I have Rashad Bateman. Oh shit, I'm on the clock. I think I was gonna take Damien if I'm not mistaken.
I have Bateman 25. I have Thielen 29. So not too far off from each other.
Yeah, I have Bateman. Sorry, I was in the middle of the sentence at 25, and then Thielen. I have him 34, so I have them pretty different, like pretty far apart. I guess I'm looking more for value there. Goes Justin Herbert. So 3 quarterbacks so far off the board.
Justin Herbie.
Lawrence took Kenneth Walker there at the 6'5". Sheesh, that really took my horn, man. I wanted Kenneth Walker. That's who I was aiming for to be my RB2. And then I was hoping that guy, Tony Pollard, was gonna fall to me. There goes
Albert says
Clyde.
they took off wide receiver eligibility for Cordero Patterson on Sleeper. Did they? I don't think.
Well, it doesn't
I think they did, but maybe they did. I don't.
That doesn't make any sense because he's.
I don't know why they would do that.
I guess
There's his thoughts on my team. Sorry, go ahead.
No, sorry. I'm thinking now.
You're on the clock, so.
I'm gonna make a padded pick here. I think I'm gonna do Gabriel.
Thoughts on my team so far. 3 of my first 4 picks are running backs I like. Zach, I got the upside of Mooney as well. Yeah, I'm not a big Chubb guy. I'm not a big Chubb guy, but outside of that, I'm pretty happy. Metcalf is someone that I think Badaki and I both are kind of hesitant on this year.
Yeah.
And
that
there will
video
be a
coming
video
out
soon to kind of explain those reasons, but all the other picks I'm pretty on board with there.
Yeah, he went wide receiver 15 there. Very interesting. Chase Edmonds, right? Yeah, we'll see. ATJ, I was like, surprised I ended up with that 12 pick again. Sorry, brother.
Oh no, I saw that. Oh my goodness, AT. I'm sorry.
We can definitely talk if you want.
He's like, surprise, surprise.
So maybe it's just one round too late, I think.
For what?
For the strat. I don't know. I mean,
Right.
I'm happy with Dylan and Harris, but like I would feel more comfortable if I was able to get Pollard, even Clyde, as my RB3.
Yeah.
I think this is where it kind of falls off. Like, there's no one on the bench that I'm like. On the board. Sorry, I see high upside. I see upside, but like no one's like, you know what? These guys can take me to a championship.
Sure.
Yeah. I think that's the hard part. I
think it's hard to do. Yeah, maybe the most that you could do and still get running backs you're happy with, maybe as 3 wide receivers to start.
Yeah, because I could have had Elijah Mitchell there and Dylan, and if not Dylan, I could have had Elijah Mitchell and Antonio Gibson, Elijah Mitchell and Miles Sanders, you know, and then I probably could have gotten Damian or Tony Pollard in the 6th or even the 7th. So I think it is probably one more round, one round earlier that I probably need to start targeting if I want to start testing out this strat.
Yeah. Christian Kirk off the board. I like that pick. That's probably going to be my next pick.
Michael or I guess Chase Edmonds, Wilson, Schultz, Sky, Murray, Michael Thomas, just not a guy that I want to invest in 100%. Brandon Ayuk. Gator has a good question. You guys doing the 100-yard dash for redrafts yeah, probably.
Yeah, I don't see why not. That's going to be fun too.
Yeah. Hey, huge love, dog. Dog C 183. I don't know if you can see that. Oh, that's kind of cool.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. It hasn't popped up yet, but
oh, that's cool that it has a little thing on the pop up as well.
Yeah, it is. Since I'm in my home league that was created 8 years ago, and it's 2 points PPR and 1 point rushing attempt with crazy bonuses. How should I? Oh, there we go.
He wants to jump in. Instead, he'll just
why can't I see it? What the hell?
You can't see what?
Like, you heard the sound, but you didn't actually see it.
Oh, okay. I don't know. You might have to look at that one. So 2 points per reception, 1 point per rush attempt. 1 point per rush attempt? What the hell?
That's a lot.
1 entire point for every rush attempt. That's intense. That's a pretty intense scoring format. That's a lot. I mean, I've heard of people do like 0.1 point per rush attempt.
So for every
if someone gets like 10 rush attempts, that's a point. My goodness. So if you have like 20 rush attempts in a game,
that's 20 points.
You get 20 more points. That's ridiculous. Most people don't score that much. I mean, let's look at Jonathan Taylor. He scored 333 points in PPR format, but he had 332 rushing attempts. So in a regular format, you would almost double Jonathan Taylor's value in his point output. Geez, that is intense. Well, to be honest, PPR. So if it's 2 points PPR, 1 point per rush attempt, I think running backs become more valuable in this scoring format. I know it's 2 points per reception, but I don't know. I tend to think that in that format, running backs would be the most valuable asset. And then you got guys who, you know, it doesn't matter if they're efficient. That's what I don't get. It doesn't even matter if they're an efficient running back. They just have to carry the ball. Like, for example, Myles Gaskin had 173 rushing attempts last year. He was terrible. But, I mean, give him an extra 173 points. That is wild.
Yeah, that's tough.
My biggest advice would be, like, running backs who carry the ball, who get opportunities, would be the cream of the crop in that sort of format. And I probably wouldn't try the strats that Badaki and I are doing where we go running backs early. I would focus on those running backs that we plan not really to be so much PPR guys, but like Nick Chubb in that scenario is way more valuable to me.
Yeah, just opportunity, like true lead backs in your offense, in offenses. Someone even like a Josh Jacobs that has been getting, 200 plus carries, like maybe 215-ish carries. I think of someone like Zeke is more valuable there, even though he's less efficient on the ground, but the opportunities that he gets. Dalvin. I'm trying to think of players. Najee is a big guy. obviously this past year he was a big guy in the rushing opportunity. But that's so interesting that that's the case.
That's insane, dude. Like, what's the rationale behind it? Because I know some people.
Well, he says it was made in middle school.
Right. Well, that's okay. I mean, we have leagues that were made a long time ago, but we just kind of adjust as it, as we go. Maybe can you suggest to the commissioners or to the league, like, hey guys, this is kind of why this doesn't make sense. Is anyone open to making a change here?
He said we scored 200, 300 points a game in start 9. I guess it's fun to see, like, bro, my team, like, shit, I'm over here happy when I break 150 points, like.
Yeah, some people like to add to fantasy, but when they add to fantasy, it's because it's a part of the game. It's like it rewards good football play.
Yeah.
And in this format, you're not really rewarding good football play. You're just rewarding opportunity.
Yeah, and that's what's tough because you never know when the opportunity is going to come for somebody. You can obviously predict it. You can predict an uptick in opportunity, or you can kind of really see where this offense could be going. But there's no, I feel like there's no statistical basics. Maybe there is. We've never really looked into it like that. You
have to compensate for for the difference. So 33.1 plus 332. Okay. 10th round. I'm always going to take my quarterback here. Welcome to the squad, Tom Brady. We'll go to round 12 here, by the way, guys. Round 12. So I'm just going to do some quick maths here. 665.1. 665.1. 665.1 plus 40. Okay, 705.1.
Come on.
Yeah, man. Dallas Goddard, that's the route. Take Zach Ertz there.
I was trying to figure out, like, how many more points would Cooper Kupp have scored versus Jonathan Taylor last year, like the guys who finished first in their position. Okay, so let me fix this because it was standard instead of PPR.
No worries. As you do that, do you guys avoid early tight ends and quarterbacks? Sometimes, just depending on how the board falls. I like to get tight ends and quarterbacks late. Obviously, here I got Zach Ertz, top 6 tight end this past year, especially with DeAndre Hopkins going to miss some time. As Zach's doing. Sorry. Go ahead, go for it.
So I figured out these maths. Okay. Mm-hmm. So essentially, Cooper Kupp last year, he would have earned an extra 191 points on top of what he already did. But Jonathan Taylor would have earned an extra 332 points and also his reception work, which was 40. So he would have gotten an extra 372 points. So in this format, Jonathan Taylor, extra points, just extra points because of your scoring, would have scored 181 more points than Cooper Kupp. Which in real life, Cooper Kupp, like in regular PPR, Cooper Kupp actually outscored Jonathan Taylor by like 80 points. And that's unfortunate as well because for that league, a lot of people aren't going to be able to offer incredible advice, or there's not going to be a lot of relevant content that you can really rely on because of that scoring format. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's tough. It's a tough one. It's very interesting though. That's super cool. I think it's unique. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Gator friend wasn't crazy with the board and thought it was good value to get Lamar in the 8th. Do you agree? Yeah.
I don't hate that.
Definitely don't hate it.
8th, yeah.
We don't ever change. It's just fun. It's been the same.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah. It's a fun league,
We have more serious leagues too. That's why sometimes maybe it's good to have a league like that.
Sure.
Which is awesome.
I was just kind of blown away at the advantage that RB's got over wide receivers there.
ATJ says next is points for minutes played. Imagine percentages on the field or something like that. That would be like next level.
Yeah.
When you get to the third tier or so of tight ends, what are you most looking for? Upside or guaranteed touches?
Say upside.
Yeah.
I get guaranteed touches through the waiver wire.
Yeah, agreed.
Like Irv Smith really intrigues me. I know he's probably gonna go off the board now, but like that's the one I'm looking at there. Last round here.
This is last round. Very, very interesting, this team. So I'll try it again, just one round earlier. Bit frustrating. I mean, Elijah Mitchell and then AJ Dillon would have been like, sheesh. You know?
Yeah.
Some key things that have happened here, I think. Alan Lazard at the 9-5, we've seen him go at the 11 or even 10th round. He's getting higher.
Probably where he's gonna go.
Yeah, he's
closer
going
into the season.
He's getting higher and higher. Russell Gage at the 8-6 here. I don't remember where he went last time, but I'm pretty sure it was either around this or now he's a little bit earlier.
J.D. McKissick went a little bit earlier, 11-3.
Who else is here that keeps?
Parker was going to be my pick there, but I'll do Badaki a favor here and draft Kenny Golladay.
Oh, you love to see it. You love
my last pick
to see it.
I like this team. You know, I wasn't able to get the players I really wanted. I mean, imagine if this team had Hollywood Brown instead of Cooks. And like Bateman instead of Juju. I don't know. I feel like this team could have been even better, but I like the McKissick pick here at the 11-3. I think he's being massively undervalued.
Yeah. H.J. Hawkinson.
Just so everyone's on
the
same page, though. Quarterbacks will not go this late in your regular leagues. They just won't.
Even tight ends won't go this late.
True. Tight ends as well.
I think we are very unique and specific people that love to do this late strategy, which we've seen. We're kind of seeing now. Like, yeah. I'm pretty sure Patrick Mahomes went in the 4th the last time we did this. You know, it was always. This is the latest we've seen a quarterback go. The earliest we've seen a quarterback go was 2nd or 3rd round. Not saying it's wrong. It's just something that we would rather not do.
I would say guys like Allen, Herbert, Mahomes, you're probably seeing in the 2nd round, maybe 3rd round. Guys like Murray, Jackson, Hurts, probably in the 4th rounds. 5th rounds, maybe. And then, so there's still going to be good values in the 10th, but yeah, just so we can all be on the same page there.
Yeah. Gator fan, as an example of comparison, which of the wide receivers in the round Gage went would you prefer? So I would prefer Gage out of all those guys in that round that he went.
Yeah.
He would be the guy.
All right.
I have people who draft quarterbacks in the 1st. Yeah, it happens. It's just good for you. Maybe let the quarterbacks go early. You're gonna get all those value guys are gonna start falling to you. So, or guys with high upside that can really help your team win start falling to you.
Yeah. Auction drafts. It's another fun way to do it. We're not big auction draft people, to be honest. So it's one of those things where we don't feel like we have enough to offer to talk about it. I guess it is probably the fairest way. Everyone gets the same amount of money. They bid on the same players. But I also feel like it's not as fun to do an auction draft. And also frustrating. Just takes forever too. But I'm not anti-auction draft. But guys, thanks so much for hanging out with us. Did a dynasty draft today. Redraft draft today, draft order reveal, recorded a bunch of content. So huge love for hanging out with us. Drop a like if you have yet to do so. Absolutely. And subscribe on this channel if you guys haven't subscribed over here on this channel yet. A lot of people don't realize they're not subscribed. And we got good content coming out all week.
Yeah, huge love. Thank you guys so much. We'll see you tomorrow for a Dynasty startup on our Dynasty channel. Yeah, it's just Dynasty startup. If we have another live stream, we might. But all love. Appreciate you guys. See you on the next one.
Whoopsie had a question there. We do have spots in Dynasty League still available.
Yeah, there it is.
We're currently filling up the Lima League, which we have spots. I think right now we have 5 spots filled, so 7 spots left over there.
Engaged with rookies you'd be willing to take in a single redraft. Really depends on their value, but I'm
probably 1 or 2.
Yeah, 1 or 2 really. I'm not looking to draft a lot of rookies. In redraft. All love. We'll talk to you on the flip. Huge love. Deuce deuce.